He's got his arm up, but referee Steve Mazzagatti has to err on the side of caution.
We return with the official decision, which will go the way of the Pitbull, Thiago Alves, when we come back right here on UFC Fight Night Live on Spike. Welcome back to the Broomfield Event Center, UFC Fight Night Live on Spike. Take a look at our Sega Condemned 2 Bloodshot replay. Carl Parisian is going to get tagged with the knee. And Thiago Alves looks for the finish. Mazzagatti steps in. The fight is over. Now, Parisian said it was a bit premature. But as Joe mentioned before, you must err on the side of caution. And if a fighter cannot intelligently defend himself, then his night comes to conclusion. With the official decision, here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Steve Mazzagatti has called a stop to this contest at 34 seconds of round number 2, declaring the winner by TKO, Thiago Pitbull Alves.
All right, I'm here with the winner, Thiago Alves. Dramatic finish, Thiago. Now, Carl was a little bit upset at the stoppage. You don't feel that it was premature in any way?
Not at all. I mean, he was out, but he knows best. I mean, I think the referee here in UFC, they do a great job, so I'm never going against them, so whatever, I won.
Take a look at the replay and talk us through this. You caught him with a big, big knee.
Yeah, I mean, I give him a slow first round, he dropped his head, I caught with the left knee, and he was out. I just kept punching. I think the referee did good, but,
Now, Thiago, this is a huge victory for you, and it moves you very high up in the rankings. Obviously, you won a title shot. Give us your thoughts on the Matt Serra, George St. Pierre fight, and where you feel you fit in that picture.
Well, I think St. Pierre is going to get the best of it, and I'm right on the top. I'm ready for anyone. Like I say, I never choose opponent. I'm here to fight against anyone, and I'm always going to give my best. I just want to thank my coach, Wally, Banker, Liborio, Roddy Ferguson. Thanks, HEG. I love you guys. That's how we do.
Always exciting and always improving. Thiago Pitbull Alves, ladies and gentlemen.
5 straight wins for Thiago Pitbull Alves, utilizing the knee and finishing Carl Parisian here in the second round. Alves a winner, and it's a big night here on Spike. Ultimate Fighter coming up.
I'm here with the original Ultimate Fighter, Forrest Griffin. They love you, baby.
That's a good thing.
Now, at one point in time, you were thought to be an underdog. You were an underdog when you were headed into the Shogun fight. He was thought to be one of the top contenders or one of the top fighters at 205. But now, coming off that victory, you can't really play this self-deprecating underdog role anymore. Does that bother you at all?
Sure I can. Watch me. I'm still the underdog. You guys looked at Quentin? He's mean looking, man. Come on, I'm definitely the underdog.
What is it like going from being a contestant on the show, a competitor, to going and being a coach? And do you think that being a competitor on the show and then going to coach really made a big difference in your ability to coach?
No, I'm a horrible coach. I had a feeling that Quentin was a horrible coach too, but I don't know because he got mad when I tried to watch his practices. So I'll actually have to watch the show to see what kind of coach Quentin was. But I suck.
Now, from what I understand, there was some, not necessarily bad blood, but there was some definitely heated moments.
Yeah, Quentin said some bad things about me. He said he was going to beat me up, which is natural. And he said I'm the kind of guy that when I wipe, I don't quite get it all. Well, I got to tell you, he's only half right, and I'm not going to tell you which.
Always entertaining, always amusing. Ultimate Fighter comes on tonight. Forrest Griffin, ladies and gentlemen.
He is truly one of a kind, and even Rampage can't hold back a smile on that one. UFC 86 will feature Jackson and Griffin for the light heavyweight championship. Tickets for UFC Fight Club members go on sale Wednesday, April 9th, 1 week from today. Tickets on sale for the general public on Saturday, April 12th at the Mandalay Bay box office and Ticketmaster.com. UFC 86, July 5th, from the Mandalay Bay Event Center, light heavyweight championship fight between the coaches, Quentin Rampage Jackson and Forrest Griffin. Coming up next, right here on Spike, Ultimate Fighter finalist Tommy Spear is ready to rumble against Anthony Johnson. Welcome back to Broomfield, Colorado, the first ever Ultimate Fighting Championship. November 1993, McNichols Arena. Royce Gracie won. UFC 2. March 1994 from the Mammoth Gardens. Royce Gracie. And then the last time we were here, Ultimate 95, December 16th of 1995. Great to be back here in Colorado. UFC Fight Night Live, our main event of the evening, is still forthcoming, and it's the Battle of Massachusetts as Ken Florian, a live look inside his locker room, gets set to take on Joe Lauzon. Florian has been out here for a couple of weeks to adjust to the altitude, to try to be the best Kenny Florian he can be tonight. And Joe Lauzon has spent the majority of his time preparing for this fight by living in Hilo, Hawaii, and training with BJ the Prodigy Penn. Joe Lauzon, of course, first onto the scene when he knocked out Jens Pulver. He is an experienced Ultimate Fighter alum, ready to take on one of the original Ultimate Fighters. A great night here tonight in beautiful Broomfield, Colorado. Ultimate Fighter finalist Tommy Spear looks to display his growth as a mixed martial artist as he squares off with the Rocky Mountain-trained Anthony Rumble Johnson. If the going gets tough for hard-hitting Anthony Johnson, he's not concerned, having spent his entire training camp here in the high altitude of Denver. Couple this increased stamina with the fight-ending power he has in either hand, and he's destined to be one dangerous fighter in the octagon.
I'm gonna hit him harder than he's ever been hit before. He's got two things coming towards him, speed and strength. I can turn on the switch when I want the speed to come on. I can turn on the switch when I want the strength to come on. When I turn on both switches, that's when it's trouble.
A finalist from the Ultimate Fighter, Team Hughes versus Team Sarah, Tommy Spear begins his post-reality show career tonight. And the Minnesota farm boy, whose raw talent drew the praise of welterweight legend Matt Hughes, is ready for whatever the 170-pound division throws at him.
Tonight's going to be two guys going to war, both wanting to win, both needing to win, but I'm going to show that I want it more.
Coming up next, Anthony Rumble Johnson battles Tommy the Farm Boy Spear. Our tale of the tape is sponsored by Bud Light. Bud Light keeps it coming. Tommy Spear, 23 years old. Anthony Johnson, 24 years old. Johnson is 4 inches taller and will have a 7-inch reach advantage. Now with the official introductions of this welterweight matchup, the veteran voice of the octagon, here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record of 4 wins with 1 loss. Standing 6 feet 2 inches tall, he weighed in at 169 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Denver, Colorado, Anthony Rumble Johnson. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record of 9 wins with 2 losses. Standing 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 170 pounds, fighting out of Elgin, Minnesota, Tommy the Farm Boy Spear. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the octagon is Tim Mills.
So Tim Mills, our referee. Tommy Spear, finalist at the Ultimate Fighter, Team Hughes versus Team Sarah, against Anthony Rumble Johnson.
Are you set to fight? Fight!
And here we go. Tonight's clock sponsored by Subway Restaurants. Subway, eat fresh.
This is a really interesting matchup because both these guys have a good wrestling background, but Anthony Rumble Johnson's got some serious power in his strikes.
Good inside leg kick early.
Both very athletic and very explosive.
2 good kicks so far by Johnson. 1 low, 1 high. And
good right hand by Johnson. Tommy didn't like it. Immediately tries to shoot. Left hook. He's hurt.
Tommy Spear is in trouble here early.
Johnson
3 for 3 is
so
Johnson
fast and powerful.
Perfect sprawl. You know, as you look at this fight, and another head kick.
Knee.
And a knee. You see the
Tommy is getting rocked. He is out on his feet right now.
Johnson trying to finish it quickly.
Johnson is just pouring it on. Oh, that's it.
It is
unbelievable.
knockout!
Tommy Spear is still unconscious against the cage.
Huge knockout by Anthony Johnson.
Man, he got cracked. Johnson is on fire. So athletic and so explosive. That guy is a handful for anybody to deal with.
Joe, let's take a look at our Sega replay.
1-on-1, baby. 1-on-1.
I mean, look at these shots just coming from all angles. There's a jab dropped him there. It's accumulation of punches. There's a right hand. Boom! That was the one that finished him. I mean, he just stayed in that position. Brutal knockout by Anthony Johnson.
Anthony Johnson, in his UFC debut at UFC Fight Night, beat Chad Reiner in 13 seconds. And he's coming off that loss to Rich Clemente, and wow, did he overwhelm Tommy Spear here quickly tonight. Anthony Rumble Johnson.
Love you, Pop. Sorry you couldn't make it. This is for you.
Used his wrestling in reverse to avoid the takedown attempt of Tommy Spear, and every time he looked for the opportunity to connect with a strike, he was able to land it. Here's Bruce Buffer with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Tim Mills has called a stop to this contest at 51 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by knockout, Anthony Rumble Johnson.
Great punching power, very athletic, and a winner here tonight. Anthony Johnson is with Joe Rogan.
All right, I'm here with a very excited Anthony Rumble Johnson. Anthony, that was a very impressive KO. Now, you're coming off your last fight was a loss. You've got to be happy with this performance tonight.
Oh, I'm crunk right now. I'm real crunk. You know what I mean? My last fight, I got it in a week notice, and it was my fault. I should have been in shape, but I still try to put on a performance. And to make up for the performance I didn't put on my last fight, I gave Denver, Colorado the privilege of seeing me do something.
Anthony, you got so much promise, and you know, with your wrestling background and strikes like that, I mean, and you're such a young guy, you've got such a bright future in this division. Tell me what you want to accomplish this year.
Oh, I want to fight as many times as I can, but it's up to UFC, you know, and I plan on making UFC my home, and I promise you, Colorado, one day I'm gonna have that UFC championship belt around my waist.
Well, congratulations. We look forward to seeing you again. Anthony Johnson, ladies and gentlemen.
Anthony Johnson fighting out of Denver, Colorado with a huge knockout early. Anthony Johnson had no problem adjusting to the altitude. That's what happens when you score a very quick knockout. Still ahead, Mark Delagrati trained Kenny Florian takes on BJ Penn trained Joe Lauzon. And coming up next, two more lightweight superstars collide as Frankie Edgar faces Ray Maynard. This is UFC Fight Night, live on Spike. Take a look inside the locker room of Frankie the Answer Edgar. 8-0 in his mixed martial arts career 3-0 inside the octagon. He just spent a lot of his winter time as an assistant coach at Rutgers University with the wrestling team. And now he is set to feature himself against one of the other destructive young guns in the lightweight division, present day Ultimate Fighter alum, Ray Maynard. Ray Maynard and Frankie Edgar are two of the best up-and-coming lightweights in the world. Tonight, the winner makes the move from prospect to true contender.
I want to go up against the guys who are up here, you know, and Frankie, he's one of them.
This fight, you know, undefeated versus undefeated, and one of those got to go, and I don't plan on it being mine.
Unbeaten in 6 pro fights, Maynard has impressed everyone with his talent and determination. But it wasn't until his win over seasoned vet Dennis Seaver that fight fans saw a maturing fighter who was on his way to being a force in the UFC's lightweight division.
I gotta hit him, and I gotta swell his lip up, his eye up, and just hit him hard. I would love to break him.
Frankie Edgar has enjoyed a meteoric rise up the lightweight ranks with wins over Spencer Fisher and Tyson Griffin. Tonight, the answer looks to stay undefeated and capture his 4th straight win inside the octagon.
I want this fight more than he does, and that's pretty much the bottom line. I'm willing to do what I have to do to get it. I earned it.
Our tale of the tape for this lightweight fight is sponsored by Bud Light. Bud Light keeps it coming. Frankie Edgar, 26 years old. Gray Maynard, 2 years older. Edgar, a wrestler from a school in New Jersey, now coaching at Rutgers. Gray Maynard, of course, a wrestler from Michigan State. Edgar has a slight reach advantage. This is a very even matchup. For the official introductions, once again, Bruce Bumper.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a wrestler, holding a professional record of 5 wins with no losses and 1 no contest. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 155 pounds. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, Gray, the Bully Maynard. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a freestyle fighter holding a perfect professional record of 8 wins with no losses. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing in at 155 and 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Toms River, New Jersey, Frankie the Answer Edgar. When the action begins, our referee in charge of the octagon is Adam Martinez.
So Adam Martinez, our referee. Ariani signifies that we are set for a great lightweight battle. Clarion University's Frankie Edgar, Michigan State's Gray Maynard. Clock sponsored by Subway Restaurants. Subway, eat fresh, here we go. Dark trunks for Frankie Edgar. White trunks for Gray Maynard. Neither have lost, Joe, in their mixed martial arts career.
This is such a great matchup, Mike. 2 really promising up-and-coming contenders. And this is a match that Gray Maynard asked for. Frankie Edgar's been just tearing it up, and so has Gray. And, you know, both these guys are real excited about finding out who the best one is at 155.
Our main event has 2 other great lightweights. Joe Lauzon, up-and-coming, and well-established veteran Kenny Florian.
Oh, swing and a miss, and immediately Frankie goes under.
Wow,
Gray stuffs the
takedown
takedown.
defense.
Very nice. And this is what Gray said he was going to do. He said he was going to stuff the takedown and punish him on his feet.
Clarion University, Pennsylvania. Now assisting the Rutgers wrestling team, Frankie Edgar. Michigan State Spartan Gray Maynard now training in Las Vegas. Both, though, know that wrestling is their base, but both have worked so diligently to be well-rounded mixed martial artists. Example right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Both these guys have very good boxing.
Maynard the Bully, 5-0 with 1 no contest. Edgar the Answer, 8-0 overall in his mixed martial arts career. BJ Penn, Sean Shirk will fight for the title. Then you kind of look at Kenny Florian, Roger Huerta, Frankie Edgar, Gray Maynard. With a win, Lauzon could step right into the picture. Very, very tight up top, the lightweight division in the UFC.
Yeah, phenomenal division. And again, not just in the UFC. You got Shinya Aoki, Jay-Z Cavalcante, even so many good guys at that weight class. Good right hand by Frankie. It's real interesting, Mike, from that first exchange when Gray missed the punch and Frankie dove right under. They've both been kind of feeling each other out now. You know, they both know Frankie's looking to immediately grab a hold of Gray, and and Frankie also knows that Gray is going to try to stuff that takedown.
And you know, sometimes, Joe, when you get into a situation where you've got great jiu-jitsu guy against great jiu-jitsu guy, or great striker against great striker, great wrestler against great wrestler, it's who wins another facet of the game, who is the one who wins the fight.
And this is what Maynard's plan was, to try to keep this on his feet and win the boxing aspect of it. And he landed a good right hand before that exchange.
Sarah St. Pierre set to fight for the title. UFC 83, April 19th, Bell Center, Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Tickets sold out, available only on pay-per-view.
And this could easily be a fight of who makes the mistake.
Great point.
Good combination by Frankie.
Quick hands by both these men.
Good head kick. Blocked. Little cut over the right eye.
Yeah. Gray Maynard. Maynard dancing around. Edgar pushing forward again. Maynard looks
Gray
for the
going
takedown.
He's got it.
So the first takedown scored tonight by Gray Maynard.
Frankie looking to hit that switch. He's looking to sit out here if he can get his legs free. Maynard's got a hold of him. Frankie's back up. Wrist control. They're battling it out right here for dominance.
Good knee.
Gray not letting him go. Holding on like a pit bull. He's got his hands clasped together.
Edgar tried to turn and deliver a big elbow.
He takes him down again.
Good persistence and perseverance by Gray Maynard.
And he's in the guard of Frankie Edgar.
Ironically, Gray Maynard, a training partner of Tyson Griffin. It was Tyson Griffin who Edgar defeated in his UFC debut in a tremendous fight.
Edgar in an unfamiliar position here, on his back, on the bottom. Most of his fights in the UFC, he's been the one that's been on top.
Three-time Division I All-American wrestler from Michigan State, Gray Maynard. Under a minute remains in the first of 3 5-minute rounds.
Get your hips out.
Posture's
Scramble. Maynard winds up on top, but Edgar's on his knees here. Maynard looking to get a guillotine here.
A minute. Gray Maynard looked to posture up. Edgar spun away.
Edgar back to his feet.
And here we go, back from the feet. Under 30 seconds remains in round one, Joe. You see the blood on the eye, the right eye of Gray Maynard.
There's nothing significant, but it's there. You know what? I see a little bit on Frankie Edgar's eye as well. I think it's under his right eye. He's got a bit of a cut. Solid jabs.
Trying to lead with a hook. Mike Goldberg, Joe Rogan, sold out. Broomfield Event Center, Broomfield, Colorado. Second round, Gray Maynard, Frankie Edgar.
Good
Maynard in the white
round.
trunks.
Good first round for Gray Maynard. He got 2 takedowns, landed some good punches.
Oh, look for the uppercut there. Stumbled a bit.
Slipped.
Maynard looks very comfortable with his stand-up there tonight.
He's got real good power. I mean, we saw it with that quick knockout of Joe Veras, and we're seeing it tonight. He's throwing some hard leather at Frankie Edgar. Oh, I like that.
That
Fake
knockout
low.
9 seconds into the fight, Joe. Tied the second fastest knockout in UFC history. Anthony Johnson in the record books here tonight.
Really, the fastest low should go to Dwayne Ludwig. He got screwed. It was like a 4-second knockout. They counted it at like 8 or 9.
It's just not fair. Both times Edgar has attempted the takedown. It's been stuffed with authority by Gray Maynard. Not even close on his takedown attempts.
But Gray has completed takedowns on 3 occasions now, and he's got it again.
Gray Maynard, Ultimate Fighter 5 alum, was on BJ Penn's team.
Let's go, you're gone, Frank.
Submitted in the semifinals by the eventual winner, Nate Diaz, who continues to look spectacular.
Frankie is struggling to his feet here, and he's up. Used that underhook on the right side to stand up. There was a nice shot. Nice right hand as well.
On the way up, Edgar connected. And that has given him some new life. Frankie Edgar pushing forward now. Don't forget, the Ultimate Fighter. Team Rampage, Team Forrest. Coming up next, right here on Spike, followed by the new series DEA. Premier edition this evening. Good head movement by Gray Maynard. Mixing things up. Big night here on Spike. Gray Maynard, Frankie Edgar looking to move really into the lightweight title picture.
You know, it's really interesting, Mike, with this fight being at altitude, that these guys usually fight at such a furious pace. I was wondering whether it was going to affect them, but both of them are keeping up still. Great play, beautiful takedown.
Frankie Edgar with his first takedown.
Beautiful.
Right after
use of momentum, turned his hips over.
Right after Maynard had delivered a pretty good knee, but Gray Maynard right back up
to his feet.
And covered his face on the way.
Back, but decided not to take it there.
Maynard did a good job of covering up as he stood up, because Edgar tried to punish him there. See if somebody starts to score with some kicks.
Now Gray has got to be aware that that's scoring points, excuse me. So let's see if he tries to win that back.
Both guys thinking, all right, well, there's a kick right there, but mostly thinking, all right, if I go for the kick, I might expose myself to the takedown, and they have respect for each other's wrestling skills.
I think that might have been the first takedown attempt by Frankie Edgar. Good left hand.
First successful one.
You know, this is a real interesting chess match, Mike. You know, between two very closely skilled 155-pounders. You know, true fans, you know, really appreciate these kind of fights where you just really see a guy trying to figure out like almost a mirror image of himself.
And that really is what we have here, Joe.
Again, Gray with a beautiful takedown. And he turned the corner, trying to pass. Try to pass all at once. Stay on top of him.
40 seconds remains in the round.
Frankie Edgar looking to lock in a Kimura on Gray Maynard's left arm, but he's in side control. And Gray...
Gray trying to be patient, trying to turn this into a dominant position.
Frankie's got that Kimura.
15 seconds left in the round.
If he could use one of his butterfly hooks and try to toss him over with this, he's going to run out of time.
We will head to the third and final round. State champion against state champion. National qualifier against All-American. Maynard against Edgar. Third and final round.
Oh, good right hand and a counter by Frankie.
Maynard trying to push forward with that hook again.
Good shot. Deep shot by Gray Maynard. Tosses over. Frankie Edgar winds up on top. Tries for a throw.
What a battle, Joe.
Maynard's got his back.
What an absolute
battle. These guys are really turning it on in the last round. They don't want to leave it to the judges.
Use your elbows in there, Frank. Turn them over. Turn those elbows. Stay in there with those elbows.
Combination again by Frankie Edgar.
Good feint there by Gray to try to lure him in.
Joe, as you score the fight, who's ahead right now?
Man, I would not want to be a judge in this fight. You know what? You got to give the first round to Gray because of the 2 takedowns. The second round, who knows, man? Great round. Frankie Edgar had that beautiful throw. They're really close rounds.
Turn it to the fangs. Frank, this is determined right here, baby. This is where we got to work.
And again, Gray takes him down.
340 remains in the fight.
I think that has been, I mean, if you want to look at it from a judging criteria, that's been the difference. Gray Maynard has got more takedowns. Yep. And that's when both these guys have been struggling for.
The Ultimate Fighter premiere. Team Rampage, Team Force, coming up next on Spike.
Back up again. I mean, oh,
there's the big takedown.
That's big.
Use the defensive wall. Use the defensive wall. Yes.
Maynard trying to get to a truly dominant position.
You know, it's just such a slight advantage in the wrestling, but it's proving to be a big difference.
See if he takes him down again.
Behind your back.
He's going to look to take him for a ride, yep.
Gray's so strong.
And another one.
Oh, he gets his back this time.
Maynard trying to solidify the win.
Let's go, Frank. Let's go, Frank.
He can't quite secure those hooks.
But this has been a dominant third round for Gray Maynard.
Now he's got one hook. Nice.
Can he get another one in? Let's go.
Lost it. He lost it because he had to take control or retain control.
Edgar truly in search of a momentum shift now.
Yeah, he's got to do something big at this point in time. And there he is.
That would be a good start. Maynard shakes him off, though. Just over 2 minutes remains in the fight. Good control in this third and final round by Gray Maynard. Frankie Edgar absolutely exhausted.
And that's the first time we've ever seen that from him.
No question. And altitude, as we talked about all night long, definitely plays into this.
Gray with a big push. He's got his hands clenched. Edgar goes for it again.
Frankie Edgar realizes he's in big trouble.
He's solidifying this round, and he's got a mount. He's right in front of us.
90 seconds on the clock.
This is big. He lost the mount. Edgar in half guard right now.
Two unbeaten fighters colliding here tonight in Colorado.
Short elbow by Gray Maynard, and he's trying to keep Edgar down. Edgar doing his best to scramble up to his feet, trying to lock into Kimura on Gray's arm.
1 minute remains.
Gray staying on top of him,
looking
keeping
to
the pressure
solidify
on.
the win.
Gray staying on top here. Edgar trying to scramble.
What a great show of conditioning.
Side control now
and
for
pace
Gray.
by Gray Maynard, Joe. He has seemed to be the fresher fighter.
Nice knee to the body there by Gray.
Here in the third round.
Yeah, he's really turned it on with the wrestling in this round. Now he's in north-south position.
He can pound himself the victory right here.
The only problem here is he's got to be careful that he doesn't use his legs to push off the cage.
15 seconds remains.
Just great job by Gray of retaining control in this round. I mean, Frankie's been scrambling the entire way, but Gray has stayed on top of him. And in my opinion, he solidified the decision.
On a crazy night with a ton of great fights, for the first time this evening, we go to the judges' scorecards. Who will be handed their first MMA defeat, Edgar or Maynard? The decision coming up next, live on Spike. A live look inside the locker room of Kenny Florian, 10-3 in his mixed martial arts career. Mark Delagrati, Marcus Davis, Kevin Kearns, his strength and conditioning coach in the background. He's got strong support from his team in Boston, but he is taking on another Massachusetts kid in Joe Lauzon, 15-3 overall in his mixed martial arts career. Training with BJ Penn almost exclusively now, and a big battle still tonight in our main event. Joe, great fight a moment ago, Maynard and Edgar. Take a look at our replay, sponsored by Sega's Condemned 2 Bloodshot.
The last round was all Gray Maynard's takedowns. Just imposed his will on Frankie Edgar over and over again. Using his nickname, the Bully, was able to bully Frankie Edgar, and in my opinion, this is what probably won him the fight.
We will find out as the judges have rendered their decision. Bruce Buffer has it.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. All 3 judges score this contest 30-27, declaring the winner by unanimous decision, Gray the Bully Maynard.
Gray Maynard remains unbeaten in his mixed martial arts career. He's with Joe.
All right, I'm here with the winner, Gray Maynard. First of all, Gray, congratulations. Very, very exciting fight. It just seemed like your wrestling was just a little bit better. You got a little more takedowns.
I'm bigger, you know. He's a tough kid, but I just kind of was like, all right, he's a little small. I think I can pick him up and kind of throw him around a little bit.
Use your nickname, the Bully?
Try to. Anytime I'm in here.
Well, it was an excellent fight. Moves you up in the 155-pound division. Now, what is it like being one of the talented fighters in the most talented weight class in the UFC?
Oh, there's so many guys. I'm not even close yet. You know, I got a long ways to go. I was just trying to prove a little bit, like, hey, I'm here. not just a TV show guy. So.
Well, you certainly did that. You got a nice victory over a good contender, and we look forward to seeing you again. Gray Maynard, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, do it up, Jay and Chris. Take care of business on Friday, Alex. Do it up.
Gray Maynard, Ultimate Fighter alum, victorious here tonight. Ultimate Fighter, Team Rampage, Team Forest coming up next here on Spike, followed by DEA and one of the original Ultimate Fighter competitors who lost in the finals to Diego Sanchez is, of course, Kenny Kenflo Florian. And Florian is set to fight here tonight in our main event of the evening. What started as a backyard brawl, if you will, between two guys who respected each other in Massachusetts has turned into a little bit of a battle, a little bit of a rivalry. Joe Lauzon had some things to say. Kenny Florian had some replies. Now they will settle the score when we return with our main event of the evening. And then in a couple of weeks, we see the real lightweights go for the title. It's our lightweight showcase as Kenny Florian battles Joe Lauzon. Tonight's UFC Fight Night Live is brought to you by The Forbidden Kingdom, starring Jackie Chan and Jet Li in theaters April 18th. And coming up next is our main event, which is presented by Bud Light. Bud Light keeps it coming. Tonight's main event of the evening here on UFC Fight Night Live on Spike is presented by Bud Light. Bud Light keeps it coming. Welcome back inside the Broomfield Event Center. Beautiful Colorado, UFC 83. The welterweight title will be contended. UFC 84, the lightweight title will be decided. And this fight, our main event of the evening, could very well tell us who could be the next in line to fight the winner of Sean Shirk and BJ Penn. Kenny Florian trying to move himself back into the title position. He's been there before, and he has gotten better since that loss to Sean Shirk.
Absolutely. His training with Mark Delagrate has improved his stand-up tremendously. He's already got a world-class ground game, but he's got a tough hurdle in Joe Lauzon. Joe Lauzon is no joke. He's a very tough, scrappy kid. He's got a lot of fight experience, and like I said before, he has got a KO victory over the first lightweight champion, Jens Pulver.
Joe Lauzon will not be overwhelmed by the moment because, as you mentioned, he burst onto the scene with what is a UFC legend, and he knows Florian very well.
Absolutely. He's been through the pressure of a situation where it looked like he was being fed to the wolves, and he rose to the occasion in dramatic fashion and stopped Jens Pulver. And you know what? If Kenny's not careful, he could wind up being a victim of Joe Lauzon. And if Joe Lauzon's not careful, look, this is one of those fights where if you look at it on paper, Kenny Florian should have a significant advantage. He's got more experience. He's got a little bit higher rated ground game, a little bit higher rated stand-up game. But anything can happen in this sport. We've seen it time and time again, and Joe Lauzon is dangerous.
And Joe Lauzon has been one of those guys that has proven to us that anything can happen inside the octagon. So will it be Florian who gets himself right back into the title picture, or will Lauzon become an instant star?
You got a fight coming up. You better hope and pray it's not Kenny Florian.
Florian will look for the choke.
Who wants to see fights finishing here at 155? I think he broke his heart. I finished fights.
Florian looking to finish here in round number one. This could be the end. Looking to finish with the choke. He's got Kenny Florian. And it is all over.
Everyone in the lightweight division, watch out. I'm coming hard. Representing Boston.
Great things come out of the city of Boston. You have the Red Sox, you have the Patriots, or the Celtics doing well. You have Kenny Florian, you have me.
Down goes Pulver again. Down goes Jens out. And he's out. Joe Lauzon has upset Jens Pulver.
No one gave me a chance whatsoever for the Pulver fight, and I shocked everyone. I think some people aren't giving me a chance in this one, and I'm going to shock them even more.
My goal is to put pressure on Joe right from the beginning. I want to be the guy leading the dance. I want to be the guy dictating where the fight goes.
I think I'm going to have better wrestling. I think I'm going to be a little bit stronger.
If Joe thinks that he's better at any one aspect, I think he's kidding himself.
If he doesn't think I'm faster or stronger or better than anything in him, he's in for a rude awakening. He doesn't know me. He doesn't know what I'm going to bring. I'm going to shake things up. I'm going to come at different angles he's not used to. And I'm winning this fight.
I want to be the number one guy representing Boston. I want to be the guy who's going to fight for that title. And Joe Lauzon's the next victim.
towards the octagon, the Trudy Valentino. You remember him from The Ultimate Fighter, BJ Penn's trainer. BJ preparing for his forthcoming fight for the lightweight title against Sean Sherk. Joe Lauzon's last loss was 2 years ago, February. The 2004 Massachusetts Fighter of the Year is 15-3 overall in his mixed martial arts career.
He's a very solid fighter, a very smart kid. He's actually was a full-time IT tech on top of being a mixed martial arts fighter. Now he's training 100% of the time, full-time in Hilo, Hawaii with BJ Penn, which is tremendous. Being able to train with a guy like BJ all the time and learn from a man who many people feel is the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. It's between, in my opinion, him and Anderson Silva. And, you know, of course, First St. Pierre in the mix as well. Joe Lauzon is a tough young kid. He's not going to be overwhelmed by the moment, and he has found a way to win before when people counted him out.
6-fight win streak for Joe Lauzon. Started his martial arts training as a junior in high school. As Joe mentioned, extremely intelligent. In fact, with Lauzon and Florian, you have two guys who can beat you on the computer and beat you up inside the octagon.
Absolutely. Both these guys are very articulate, very smart, very crafty. Don't expect them to make any big mistakes. Both these guys have trained very diligently, incredible discipline, and both are incredibly talented and skilled. You just got Kenny Florian, who's a little bit older, more experienced, but, you know, Joe Lauzon thinks this is his time to shine.
He lived in Brockton, Massachusetts until 3rd grade, then moved to East Bridgewater, population 2,500. A small cow town. He lived on a farm with horses, pigs, and turkeys. And now he's here in the main event of the evening. Broomfield Event Center, Broomfield, Colorado, against one of the most experienced and popular fighters in the UFC today, Joe Lauzon. After he defeated Jen Culver, he actually went back to his 9-to-5 job, Joe. But since that point, and his ascension up the mixed martial arts ladder inside the octagon, he's been able to devote his entire life to training to be a champion.
What you need. It's all hold up now.
Yo.
What the y'all gonna do now?
Yo, we can't stay alive forever. So as you hit the fan and we might as well die together. I'm high as ever. More cheddar G-Unit. Move around with them pounds and yeah, if I want it, I'm going.
Kenny Florian, Mark Delagrati, his brother Keith Florian, Peter Welch, Kevin Kearns, all accompanying him into the octagon. As you mentioned, Florian, as is his brother Keith, a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. But the change in his game over the years has been almost entirely due to the Muay Thai skills taught to him by Mark Delagrati and a little bit of boxing from Peter Welch.
Absolutely. Now, before Kenny started in MMA, he was well recognized as a national Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu competitor. He's won so many different Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu titles, Pan Am Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu medalist, Naga BJJ Super Fight champion, Grappler's Quest Super Fight champion, U.S. Grappling Pro 8-man champion. I mean, he's got a world-class ground game, absolutely outstanding on the ground. But Mark Delagrati has taken that discipline that allowed Kenny Florian to become so good at Jiu-Jitsu and channeled it into Muay Thai. And his Muay Thai has really increased dramatically from his time on The Ultimate Fighter.
After the loss to Sean Sherk back in October of 2006, Florian changed everything as it pertained to his diet, to his conditioning, to the way he approached life. He's a scientist with his diet now, a scientist with his food. Kevin Kearns, who has done a great job with his strength and conditioning, has really taken Kenny Florian, the body and the mind, to a different level than what it was even before, and it was pretty dangerous before.
Well, you know what? Sometimes you get to the top of the mountain, you face a guy like Sean Sherk, and you go like, wow, I got to kick it up. I got to kick it up a bunch of notches, and kick it up he did. This quest to be a champion in mixed martial arts is a very singular pursuit. You really can't do anything but this. If you want to fight at that level, the level of
a BJ Penn, a Sean Sherk. You really have to train constantly, and you have to be so diligent in all aspects of your training. Your conditioning, your rest, your nutrition, everything. All your skill training. It has to be done scientifically, and it has to be done step by step. Kenny Florian is a very intelligent, very smart, strategic man who has planned his career out.
And here he is, Kenny Florian.
This is a big test. He knows Joe Lauzon is dangerous. He's a hungry young lion who wants to take Kenny's spot. Kenny is a top contender at 155, who's already fought for the title, and this would be a huge feather in the cap of Joe Lauzon if he can beat him.
Third fight in just a few months for Kenny Florian. Joe Lauzon, as I mentioned, was in Hilo for the majority of his training. Since the loss to Sherk, he went right through Mishima with those great kicks, defeated Alvin Robinson, and then bettered Dean Thomas. And now tonight we are set for our main event here in the lightweight division. Our tale of the tape is sponsored by Bud Light. Bud Light keeps it coming. Florian, Massachusetts native, 31 years old. Lauzon, Massachusetts native, 23 years old. Florian and Lauzon are both 5'10", but Florian will have a 4-inch reach advantage. With the official introductions of our main event here tonight, UFC Fight Night Live. Once again, here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this UFC bout is sanctioned by the Colorado State Boxing Commission with commissioners in attendance, Dr. Stephen Traina, Ralph Dabney, and Jay Barry. And our judges at Octagon side for this contest are Nelson Hamilton, Cecil Peoples, and Tony Weeks. When the action begins, our referee in charge is Herb Dean. And now, live from the sold-out Broomfield Event Center in Broomfield, Colorado, it's time! This is the main event of the evening. 3 rounds in the UFC lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, holding a professional record of 15 wins with 3 losses. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 156 pounds. Fighting out of Bridgewater, Massachusetts, Joe J. Lauzon. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record of 10 wins with 3 losses. Standing 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 155½ pounds, fighting out of Boston, Massachusetts, Kenny Florian.
Gentlemen, you've been given your instructions. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my commands at all times. We're gonna have a clean fight. Touch gloves, come out ready to do this.
Little intensity in that stare down. Florian, Lauzon. Our main event here tonight. Herb Dean, our referee.
You ready to fight? You ready? Come on, let's do it.
Tonight's clock sponsored by Subway Restaurants. Subway, eat fresh. Southpaw Florian.
Look for the left hook of Joe Lauzon. That is his favorite weapon.
Look for the massive leg kicks of Kenny Florian. They are ever improving. Lauzon pushing forward early. There's the leg kick. And Florian will sprawl. Inside leg kick of Kenny Florian's sets up a takedown for Lauzon. Florian is great in the guard, though.
Very nice takedown.
Careful when he doesn't elbow the top of the head.
Immediately, he's bleeding. Wait a minute.
They're going to say an elbow directly to the top of the head.
But the top, he's saying that is the back of the head. That's
the first warning. That is the back of the head.
Back of the head.
Wow. I could not disagree more. That is the top of the head. He was right in front of him. Let's take a look at that again. I mean, he's bleeding, but the guy's in front of him. He's hitting the... Yeah, I guess some of them are going to the back of the head, but man, that's a...
Well, officially, good hit.
It's supposed to be the base of the spine that's the real problem.
Officially, a warning was given to Florian. Florian has those vicious elbows, we know that. Razor sharp. Now Florian working the top. What a great pace early by Kenny Florian.
Kenny passed the guard, he's got back. Side control for Kenny.
Florian, side control right now, early part of round number 1. Lauzon wants a title fight somewhere in his future. He's got to defeat the veteran to get there, though. 9th fight in the UFC for Kenny Florian, plus his time on The Ultimate Fighter. Elbows again by Florian.
Nice, tight, short elbows by Kenny. Good side control here.
They did not take away a point, as I mentioned. A warning was given to Florian.
Very nice. Scrambled back to the feet by Joe Lauzon. He's got double underhooks, looking to trip Kenny. He wants to squeeze Kenny's body and drag him to the ground, and he has done that.
Now, this is the position we saw before, where Kenny Florian was warned for the illegal elbow strikes. Well, that put a little something in Kenny's head, Joe, that makes him hesitate to deliver from the body.
I guarantee you he's going to try to be more accurate with them. It's just so hard when you're in that situation. You're throwing bombs. The way I understand it, it's supposed to be the base of the spine is the real problem. As you turn over the top of the crown of the head and you go towards the back, I mean, I don't think that that's the real dangerous area. He went for an omoplata and he got his guard passed.
So now it's Lauzon in side control.
Lauzon in side control, and he's landed some hammer fists here. Kenny scrambled to try to get a leg back in there, but no, Lauzon's not letting him. Now he does.
Kenny back to half guard. Back and forth here, round 1. Early part, Florian. Latter part, Lauzon.
And Lauzon showing he is very dangerous.
Lauzon, as I mentioned, trained some with Uriah Faber as well as
He stepped over for a knee bar. If he looking at Kenny's left leg. As he stepped over with that leg, he's looking to get a hold of Kenny's left leg and fall back for a knee bar.
Gonna be tough.
He falls back.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt.
He's going for a heel hook. That is his favorite technique. Kenny's in a bad spot. Kenny is in a very bad spot here.
Florian's foot is out, Joe. And
but Lauzon still
up.
has a hold of the leg. Kenny back to his feet. Very nice.
Good defensive job done by Florian. Great offense by Lauzon. Under a minute remains in the first round.
Kenny looks to shoot. Spins around. He's got Joe's back. Joe's working on wrist control. He's trying to separate the hands of Kenny Florian. And Kenny, what he wants to do is pull his arms tighter to Joe Lauzon's body and pick him up and slam him down the ground. He's got double underhooks. He drags him, but he falls on top.
What a great battle for takedowns.
I mean, Kenny Florian took him down, but he took him down to a bad spot. Lauzon
15 seconds remains in the round.
He's got the leg.
Florian's going to try to spin out of it. 10 seconds remains in the round. Florian's free again. Oh, big punch. Florian with a hammer fist. What a great first round. Joe Lauzon, a couple of submission attempts in the first round against Florian. Florian, Mark Delagrati told him in between rounds, slow your mind down. Keep your distance and the leg kicks will be effective and he won't be able to take you down. There it is right there.
There it is right away. Again, high kick.
Keep your spacing. It was an inside leg kick that led to a takedown for Lauzon early. Don't forget, coming up next, the first edition of the Ultimate Fighter Team Rampage, Team Force, then DEA, the brand new series here on Spike.
Good body kick by Kenny. Both guys slowing down a little this round.
Florian's been out here in altitude for about 3 weeks, Joe.
Yeah, he takes his conditioning very seriously, and he knew there was going to be a big test. Takedown.
Now what will Kenny Florian be able to do?
Lauzon is staying calm.
Trying to get to the mount.
He's got it.
Florian has the mount.
Full mount. Bad
Teeing up on Joe Lauzon. Kenny Florian looking to finish. He can't buck him off. Florian will slow the pace. Lauzon is in big trouble here.
Lauzon's doing a good job of defending himself.
There's those lethal elbows.
That high guard. He's being real. Oh, look at this. Throws over. Look out for a heel hook. If he can get that leg over like that.
Got it back to side at least. But Florian's still teeing off here in side control.
Lauzon's still defending himself.
Lauzon's got a little bit left, Joe. Some hammer fists from Florian.
Kenny is just relentless with his pressure. He's mounted him again.
Florian from the side, straight down.
Lauzon doing a real good job of protecting himself, though. He's not losing his composure. He's staying calm. He's using a hip escape now, trying to get out of this spot. Kenny doing a good job of keeping that knee planted, but he's losing it.
Half guard. Lauzon still though in trouble.
Lauzon's all right, though. His mind is clear, and you know what? Herb Dean is taking a real good look at it. He's in quarter guard right now, but Kenny
trying to get back to the mount.
Now he's in half guard.
Great job done defensively.
Mount again.
By Joe Lauzon, but here's trouble again, full mount.
Well, not only that left arm is trapped. He's been very much in danger. Okay, it's out now. Lauzon does a good job of keeping his hands up high and avoiding too much damage in the spot. He's covering up. See, not a whole lot of sneaking through there. That right hand keeps getting to the ear.
Florian trying to go straight down with the left off on occasion, Joe. Side, and then let's see if he goes straight down again. There it is. A straight down angle with the left hand of Florian.
I mean, these aren't the...
Herb Dean right on top of the action. Florian teeing away still.
Lauzon is covering up, but it's not enough for Herb Dean, apparently. He looks like he's very close to stopping it. Lauzon turning. He's got to do something dramatic here and try to butt Kenny off him or try to get out the back door.
Straight down with a right. Those connect.
He's still defending himself, though.
It is all over!
Wow.
Kenny Florian defeats Joe Lauzon.
He just could not get Kenny off of him in that position. And Kenny was just relentless with those punches. He knew that Herb Dean was close to stopping the fight, and he just would not let up. Very, very entertaining fight, and in my opinion, this elevates Joe Lauzon as well. And here's the final barrage. Kenny his mount was too solid. Joe could not shake him off.
Kenny Florian wins again and moves himself right back into the forefront of the lightweight title picture, defeating fellow Massachusetts native Joe Lauzon. Official decision, so much more when we return live on Spike. Main event of the evening goes to Kenny Florian. Our replays all night have been sponsored by Sega's Condemned 2 Bloodshot.
Yeah, Kenny Florian just, once he got the mount, and here you see it, he passes over it. This is a scramble early on. But Kenny Florian just stayed on top of him, mounted him, and Joe Lauzon could not buck him off. Try as he could not. He did a great job of avoiding too much punishment. He kept his hands up high, but eventually enough was enough, and referee Herb Dean decided that he was not intelligently defending himself.
So all the conditioning and the change of diet, the altitude training, and the mind and soul of Kenny Florian pays off again tonight. Bruce Buffer with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 28 seconds of the second round, declaring the winner by TKO, Kenny Florian.
3:28 of the second, and he is with Joe.
All right, I'm here with the winner, a very happy Kenny Florian. Kenny, this is a very dangerous fight coming in here. You're fighting a young, tough guy, and you're a top-ranked guy at 155. You had a lot to lose coming in here.
Yeah, Joe's a great competitor. I knew it was going to be a tough fight, and, I just want to thank my family for the support. I want to thank God. I probably shouldn't be here today fighting today. I pushed through some things I had physically, and I'm glad. I was just lucky to be in the ring tonight, get to compete for all you guys for the UFC. I love you guys, and thank you so much. Great to be back here in Denver. Joe's a great competitor, and it was a tough match. Just what I wanted.
Now, once you got the mount position, it seemed like, especially in the last round, he just could not shake you off, and that was really the story of the fight.
I wasn't going to let anybody, I'm not going to let anybody break my will in here. That's what I wanted to do, is take someone's heart, take it out, and then they have to use their technique, they have to do whatever. I just want to keep cutting through the layers and find a hole, and I was able to just push through. We knew it was going to be a weakness there in Joe. Been working a lot of my jiu-jitsu thanks to my brother Keith. He's just a genius on the ground when it comes to MMA, and always putting together. Mark Delagrati, a whiz. Peter Welch, teaching me the science of boxing. Kevin Kearns, my strength conditioning coach. Everyone, all my trainers and training partners over in Boston, Sijia Tong and Peter Welch. Thank you.
Congratulations on another impressive victory. Kenny Florian, ladies and gentlemen.
And 9 straight for Team Sityodtong. Keith Florian, Mark Delagrati, Kenny Florian, a winner tonight inside the Bloomfield Event Center. We were more than a mile high, and it didn't take long at all for Houston Alexander to go down. Don't forget, coming up next, the newest installment of The Ultimate Fighter, Team Rampage versus Team Forest. 32 fighters fight their way into the house, followed by the premiere of the brand new series here on Spike, DEA. This truly was the greatest fight card ever assembled on Spike TV, and no one goes home disappointed tonight. Unless, of course, you're Tim Boach, because Matt Hamill, even though he took some knees, was able, even with a bloodied up and cut lip, which was really ugly, gain the victory. Carl Parisian, Thiago Alves, a battle of top welterweights. And again, the knees and the strikes of Alves turned off the heat, at least for tonight. Frankie Edgar, Gray Maynard. What a battle this was. I mean, it was all types of skills utilized. The wrestling, the jiu-jitsu, the striking. Maynard earning the unanimous decision and a victory here tonight. Then in our main event, the veteran Kenny Florian against the quickly rising star Joe Lauzon. Lauzon had a chance to win a couple of times in the first round. But as Kenny Florian said, his will not be broken. And when it was all said and done, Kenny Florian says, watch out, BJ Penn, Sean Shirk. I am right in your rear view mirror. For Joe Rogan, Mike Goldberg saying so long for everybody here at Zuffa. Coming up next, The Ultimate Fighter, Team Rampage. Team 4 is only here on Spike.
On the previous seasons of The Ultimate Fighter. Every season began with 16 contestants.
You have a very unique opportunity.